When you hear the word BlackBerry, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For many, it might be a sweet, dark fruit that grows on thorny bushes. But for millions of people in the early 2000s, BlackBerry was something entirely different. A revolutionary device that defined mobile communication long before iPhones and Androids took over. It was the smartphone before smartphones, the symbol of professionalism, and the gadget that had everyone from executives to celebrities glued to their tiny keyboards. But have you ever wondered why it was called BlackBerry in the first place? The name sounds so natural now, but its origins are actually a fascinating blend of marketing creativity and clever design observation. Let's dive into how this iconic name came to be and why it perfectly captured the spirit of one of the most influential devices in tech history. Let's explore right here on History of Simple Things. To understand the name, we have to go back to the origins of the device itself. The company behind BlackBerry was originally called Research in Motion, or RIM for short. Founded in 1984 by two Canadian engineering students, Mike Lazaridis and Douglas Freegan, RIM started out as a small tech company focused on wireless data transmission. Their goal wasn't to make flashy consumer products, it was to solve communication problems, particularly for businesses and professionals. By the mid-1990s, RIM was developing pagers and early email devices that could send and receive messages wirelessly. This was cutting-edge technology at the time. Then came their breakthrough product in 1999. A small handheld device that allowed users to send and receive secure emails anywhere in the world. This device was originally called the RIM 850, and it was a marvel. It had a small monochrome screen and, most importantly, a tiny QWERTY keyboard that made typing emails on the go surprisingly easy. For the first time, people could be truly connected while away from their computers. It was a revolution for business communication, and it marked the beginning of what would later be known as the BlackBerry era. But before the name BlackBerry ever appeared on the device, the company had to face an important branding question. What should they call this thing? The name RIM 850 sounded too technical and forgettable. They needed something that would stand out, something that evoked personality, simplicity, and approachability. For that, RIM turned to a professional branding company in California called Lexicon Branding, the same creative minds behind other famous product names like Pentium and PowerBook. The team at Lexicon Branding started brainstorming. They looked closely at the device and its physical features, searching for inspiration. What stood out most was that small keyboard with its tiny rounded keys. They noticed how the keys were arranged, small, bumpy, and dotted. And one of the team members remarked that it looked a bit like the surface of a fruit, specifically a cluster of tiny berries. This observation was the aha moment. The keys resembled the little drupelets of a blackberry fruit. It was a visual metaphor that connected the tactile feel of the keyboard with something natural and familiar. But the naming process didn't stop there. Lexicon also tested other fruit-related names. They wanted a name that would be warm and inviting, something that would contrast with the cold, mechanical nature of most tech products at the time. Words like strawberry, melon, or raspberry were tossed around, but none of them fit quite right. The word BlackBerry, however, had a unique ring to it. It was simple, easy to pronounce, and it evoked an image of something small, round, and clustered, just like the device's buttons. Plus, The word black connected nicely with the device's color scheme, which was predominantly dark. It just fit. The name BlackBerry also had a psychological appeal. Branding experts often look for names that sound pleasant when spoken, something that feels right in the mouth and evokes positive emotions. BlackBerry had those soft consonant sounds and a friendly rhythm. The name helped soften the image of a highly technical device and made it more relatable to everyday users. When RIM officially launched the device under the name BlackBerry in 1999, it instantly caught on. The combination of its innovative email capabilities and catchy name made it a hit among business professionals. Soon, the term BlackBerry became synonymous with mobile productivity. People didn't just carry phones anymore, they carried their BlackBerry. It became so iconic that it even turned into a verb. "I'll BlackBerry you later" was something you might actually hear in an office back then. Interestingly, the name also helped the company expand beyond its initial audience. As the BlackBerry line evolved, with color screens, phone capabilities, and web browsing, the friendly, fruit-inspired name kept the brand feeling fresh and non-threatening, even as it entered the mainstream consumer market. It was the perfect example of how a well-chosen name can make a piece of technology feel personal. Still, the name BlackBerry remains one of the most memorable in tech history. It's a reminder of an era when email on the go was revolutionary and when the tiny bumps on a keyboard could inspire one of the most recognizable names in the world. It's a case study in brilliant branding, how something as small as a design detail can spark a powerful idea that defines an entire generation of devices. So the next time you hear BlackBerry, remember, it's not just about a fruit or a forgotten phone. It's about innovation, creativity, and a clever connection between nature and technology. A name that turned a simple business tool into a global icon. That's why it's called BlackBerry. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.